Good evening, guys. Welcome to Will Action Division 1, the top guys of the great discourse forum of Will to Will. Tonight you've got ZD, an absolute newbie to Will, and Bugani. Bugani, say good evening to all the lovely followers.
What is going on, viewers? We are starting from the back of the grid. We've got a view on Enter in the Supra. Made a really nice start off compared to Fine Moves. He's completely spun the rear wheels. On the outside of Zoo, he's also in the Supra, same team, same manufacturer. Tucking right behind him, moving further up the grid, we've got Scooter, who's in the Porsche 911. I believe Scooter, Fine, and Enter had a really poor qualifying session, all missing out on their qualifying times. I'm handing it back over to ZD now and see further up on the grid, see what's happening.
Well, it's a pretty clean start from Putner and Pure Axel. Putner got him on the jump and brought him around to turn 1. Now we're just going down through a long sweeping left-hander. The FT's absolutely kill it here for the Oscar. Being a Porsche driver, I absolutely struggle at this point. Coming down, it's pretty clean up here. DNA's tried does an inside move on Deco, but Deco shuts the door on him. What's happening down back of the grid?
Well, back at the grid, Scooters, I'm not sure what happened there, whether he ran off the track or he had a bit of a bump coming to the main left-hander, one of the long-lasting left-handers. Could be a bit of contact, I'm not really sure between who it was. I think it was one of the Super drivers, or probably even the Aston Martin, maybe Squiddy in fact. But he's been far left behind, probably a good 10-second margin from the Enter, who's also trailing on the back of the pack. So pretty debatable whether his race is out as of right now. We'll have to see back later. Maybe the Porsche can pull through in the end. Obviously the Porsches are really good endurance cars. Maybe he can outpace the other cars up ahead.
Yeah, because being a Porsche driver myself and very new to this racing, it was very strong in the track, especially in the hands of a Div 3 person like myself. But at the front of the grid, we've still got Putner out in front, just absolutely controlling the pace at the moment. Again, those FTs at the beginning of any race are pretty strong. Working back, Pure Axel pretty clean, DNA still top 4, and slowly gapping Piper, who's in again in the FT. What was it like driving the Lexus around here, Bugatti?
The Lexus was a bit of a handful. Obviously a lot of the Lexus boys had some qualifying sessions, trying to get some really good times with these cars. It doesn't feel too stable around these corners. He doesn't like the long-lasting corners. Obviously, it was very hard to break the 19s with these cars. Obviously, the guys higher up in Division 1s were able to break those times without a sweat. Or further down in the Division 3s and the Division 2s, obviously a bit harder to break those times. But in the qualifying session, in my qualifying, I put it out through the 18.3. So bit of a lucky one there. But apart from that, the Lexus was a bit of a hard one to control around these tracks compared to the other cars, especially the MR cars. The Porsche, in fact, was a really good car up here. Zuzu running a little bit wide, coming through that corner there, just being able to keep it on the track. And he's now bearing down on CCH, who's also in the Lexus.
Yeah, it just seems like the guy, Putner, is just controlling the pace against Pure Axel, not really gapping. Who's that again? That is Deco and DNA, who are just holding on. But it's just a nice even gaps right through. So you got 1-2, you got from the start, Putner, Pure Axel, Deco, DNA, Speedy, and Hyper out here. Just seems like the gaps are holding between the two groups of 3 cars. What's happening down at the back there?
Well, as we said before at the beginning of the race, Scooter had a bit of a moment in the Porsche, and he's on par to make some good progress. He's obviously made a lot of progress.
Zuzu a bit wide for the finals on Zuzu. So you got a little bit wide there. Pulls them through. It looks like a little bit. Oh, jeez, hello Zuzu. Get too much gas. Come on, mate. You can do better than that. Zuzu's a really good guy. That's unfortunate. It's a common mistake, especially with these FR cars. At that corner, it's off cambered and you can shoot you off in rotation really easy. So that was Putner on Zuzu up to 10th place now.
Obviously, that's opened up the door now for Scooter. I think now got a bit of a tow up ahead. Probably make him pull him through to the pack again. You know, Scooter's a really good driver. He's always known to be one of the top in the league. And when he's now got a Slipstream in front of him, he can even do better than he usually can.
Let's jump back to Fine Moves and CCH all over each other. Is he going to take it the inside? Nah, he's just going to fire the 5 moves. 5 moves just breaks online.
Coming out of the pits. Beginning of lap 3. Probably a risky move there. No one really knew what the pit strategy was for these races. Coming out in 10th position for here behind CCH.
Well, I think the pit strategy is one of those things. Getting stuck in traffic. I know with clear air, especially I know with when we were racing with clean air, we've got better lap times. Maybe he's taking the undercut and seeing how it goes in highs. Maybe we'll have keep an eye on him before the end of the race.
Scooter's still stuck behind Scooter's still stuck behind Zuzu. Whether he can make a move or not, I'm not too sure. One of the drivers up pit, I think that was Aston Martin, running a little bit wide, catching a bit of the grass. Not too much affected. Scooter making a really nice move on the inside, coming to that corner, putting it right in front of Zuzu and holding off that position really well. That Scooter now moves up into 13th. Could this be the start of a possible forward momentum for Scooter as he moves his way back up to the pack after that mistake on the first lap?
I'm going to jump back to the Fly Moves and DNA battle. That's been going for a few corners now. Looks like Fly Moves, DNA went into the pits to get to the early undercut. He's got slick tires, good tires. Whilst Fly Moves is holding on pretty strong, but CCH is holding both of them up. Definitely the Lexus isn't very strong out of that double left-hander into that chicane right. Boys and day late, Fly Moves and DNA does a move on CCH, they're both through, that's 8th and 9th. There's CCH falling behind, that Lexus must be a handful. Coming in, DNA, coming in, not do any moves, everything's alright.
Moving up to the front of the pack now, we've got FT1 domination happening here as Footnote and Pure Axle just pulling each other away from the pack. FT1 was a pretty dominant car throughout the whole round of that day. A lot of in Div 3 and Div 2 as Footnote now pulls into the pits. Surprised Pure Axle didn't pull in as well. Hopefully have that forward momentum tow to help carry him along to the end of the finish line.
Fly Moves late decision to come into the pits. Interesting. I guess it's just a tyre change for everyone. No one's taking on fuel. Yep, all tyre changes by the looks of it, and everyone's back out. When Fly Moves is coming out as 12, but I know he'll make progress back up.
Scooter maintaining that second last position, keeping in front of Zuzu in the pits. Obviously, they both had to come in for a fresh set of tyres. Scooter's got a little bit less fuel compared to Zuzu, although I don't think fuel was much of a problem here around the first race. If anything, the less fuel the better to help keep that car light on his feet and get those lap times down as quick as possible.
I think the undercut worked it, and have a look at DNA. He's jumped in a lot of places from, I think it was 8th when Fly Moves were diving into the pits, 5th right now, and he's doing some really good lap times. The question
is now, whether those tyres can hold on to the end of the race. As he did pit a lap earlier, compared to other drivers, so now it's just a question of whether he can maintain those tyres and keep the pace up compared to other drivers who pitted a lap later and got fresher set of tyres.
Well, actually, that's interesting. I don't think Speed is going into the pits at the moment with a bit of worn tyres, and of course, going to the front, Footner and Deco and Pure Axle. Deco has not pitted yet, and Pure Axle looks like he hasn't pitted yet either. So it's interesting strategies playing out in Div 1. I think these guys might dive in. I believe, looking at how Pure Axle's just got it in the throw around the corners coming up and into the hairpin right here, I think he might be seeing him into the pits very shortly.
Looking back at position 4, we've got Speedy who's came around the corners a little bit tail happy, so maybe this could be a sign to come into the pits. And many people do know, even outside of the Wheel League, that Speedy is a very quick driver. In fact, with pretty much any car that's got some pace to it. But coming out of that corner, he's got some pace, so and a little bit of twitchiness, so it could be debatable whether he pulls into the pits. We'll have to see at the end of this lap 4.
DNA and Piper at it. DNA just got a bit on the grass, and it's a bit close. Let's see if this FT1's got it up the front straight against this Aston. Don't know much about the car, unfortunately. While Deco, Pure Axle have gone into the pits.
Speedy's saying now it's a bit of a brave move there. See if it pays off for him. Could be doing a no-stopper compared to other drivers who most, I think, did a one-stopper. He's moved up into 3rd behind Pure Axle, who does have a fresh set of tyres, so wouldn't be too surprised if Pure Axle and Footnote further up ahead do pull away from Speedy tyres.
Looks like DNA, looks like as the pits start playing out, DNA's still maintaining his 4th position from the beginning of the race, which is great. Speedy tyres has come through with the no pit strategy. It's interesting to see how that plans out. Pure Axel, yep, went dive in the pits, has come out second just behind Footner. I think Footner in the throughout the course of the pit stop has just pulled a slight lead on Pure Axel.
Got a good battle here between the two Mitsubishis. We got Tumo and we got 5 moves coming down to the corner after the hill. So we're getting stuck right behind 5 moves here. Good to see no contact there at all. Just some good, really close racing. Keeping in third gear, probably to keep the wheel spin to a minimal. Trying to save those tyres for as long as possible. A little bit further back behind, we've got 9th position, another Mitsubishi. We've got MPRD. We've got Scooter, who's in 10th position, who's slowly making his way through the back of the pack after that incident on lap 1. Up into 10th position. I think it's still at this point he's made some progress. I think he was one of the people that started at the back of the grid. He had a complete shock of a qualifying session.
Deco and DNA at it. Aston Martin on Aston Martin. We've actually been going at it for a half a lap now. Again, I think DNA went in a bit earlier. Deco does have fresher tyres. This is a really interesting race. Watch. Getting late. Let's have a look at how these guys are handling these 2B. Again, those bars coming out of those corners are absolutely amazing.
Back up into third position. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Go. Back up into third position now. We've got Speedy, whose front right is looking a bit worn, just almost passing that halfway point. Very surprised he still hasn't come into the pits, even coming out of the last corner there, a little bit tail happy. I mean, very close to the pit entry, obviously still not coming to the pits. At this point now, it's whether he's now biting off more than he could chew now. We've got Pipe in the FD1 coming on the outside. Obviously, Piper's got the fresher set of tyres, so he can come down on the brakes, he can turn harder, he can accelerate harder, he can come sooner on the power. You can see just there, getting a really nice undercut there on the inside of Speedy.
I think Speedy might be under trouble with all the guys lining up. DNA and Deco do look quite fast right here, especially with the better tyres. Coming in, looks like a nice train forming. I believe the Super just has it on the FT1. Oh, well, there you go. Speed pulls it out wide. DNA's just going to get him on the outside around here. So is Deco fighting down, coming to the braking zone. I don't think. Yeah, Speedy pulled out of it. I don't think he has the tyres to outbrake. Oh, DNA.
Oh, DNA went a little bit wide.
Oi. There you go.
Oh, spun it.
That is unfortunate. It's actually having an amazing race.
Will that work for nothing?
Oh, it just shows you even Div 1 boys make simple mistakes sometimes and just lose it. With the class that we have in Div 1, you know, every little advantage counts, and when you make a mistake, that means
if you take a quick look at Scooter's tyres, you can see how efficient the Porsche is, especially at endurance racing and looking after his tyres. If you compare Scooter's tyres to Speedy's, you can see that he's almost probably halved of what Speedy's wear, even probably tripled of what Speedy's wear is.
True, yeah, great. Yeah, well, I gotta admit, like, with driving the Porsche around here, it was absolutely amazing. I did try jumping in the Super just as a practice to see compare the differences, and yeah, definitely I couldn't have the same wear from between the two cars yet. Porsche was absolutely amazing to drive. Just looking at Zuzu and little battle Super on Super, holding pretty well. They've been tussling, trying to outbrake themselves, but just cruising along. It's quite surprising Zuzu with the class that he usually has back into 11th position. Sorry. They're just rolling through. Footner, Pure Axel, 1-2. Looks like
A bit of a moment behind the back. DNA again. On it. Oh, he's DC.
Wonder what happened to the poor guy DC. That's highly unusual with the Div 1 guys there disconnect like that. And just Pure Axel in that last lap does a 2:14.772. He's absolutely motoring, chasing down Footner, gained over nearly a second on that last lap. Coming in under heavier braking. Pure Axel is giving that FT an absolute high to catch up and roll up to behind Footner. But I think looking at Fortnite's got a little bit more tyre wear. I wonder how he's going to hold on because Pure Axel is coming. He's coming quick.
The question is now on Footnote whether he can sustain the tyres to the end of the finish line. Even looking comparing the fuel to Pure Axles, a little bit lower than Pure Axles, and the big question I experienced this in my race in Div 3. And with this track, the fuel isn't.
Oh, Pure Axel.
Very close.
That was a close. I know one of the comments that did one guy saying Pure Axel is a very smooth driver, and you can definitely see by how he's absolutely holding the super in these prime locations. Kind of full move of Footnote. He's definitely very smooth on the photo application and on the
Oh, speedy. You'd be too happy there, letting Tumba go past it in the Mitsubishi.
Oh, Pure Axel on the inside before he cut back. Ooh, couldn't pull it off on Footnote. That was close. Coming up to the last corner, does Pure Axel have anything for Footnote's going defensive? Oh, bit of a bump. Oh, think a redress. Yep, there you go. Off control, let Footnote come up. I think.
Oh no!
Ditched it. What? No, come on. Unlucky Pure Axel. Absolutely clean race. A few mistakes at the end trying to give the Footnote the hurry up.
Is he going to beat the Mitsubishi? The Mitsubishi's going to pass him as well.
Nah, 5 moves have got it as well. From 2nd to 5th, jeez. That's unlucky. So Footnote, Piper, Deco, top 3, 5 moves 4th. Great race for him coming from the back of the pack right through. Pure Axel unlucky. Last corner gave Footnote a bit of a bump coming into that final corner and just got on the grass and rotated the car out. That is unlucky, but what great racing that we have from Div 1, guys.
If you guys want to join our racing series, be sure to get in contact with one of our people from the stream. We can send you a link to our Discord where you can see all the information and the calendars that include the events to our series. Be sure to leave a like on our Facebook page. Keep up to date with all our information that we post up on there. And yeah, catch you guys in the next race.
And welcome to Race 2 Reverse Grid, where the slowest guy starts at the front and the quickest guy is at the back. So Pagani, do you think there's going to be some strategy play in this race?
100%. Whether it'll be a one-stopper or a two-stopper for this race is a big question. Also, another big question over the FT1s, whether they can outpace the other cars. You can see in the last race, the FT1s were pretty dominant, almost securing a 1-2-3 finish in the race 1. Now that this race leans more towards endurance, it's going to be a big question mark over those FT1s as to see whether they can still keep the pace up throughout the entirety of the race.
And as we can see, we just got the start of the race with Squid and CCH at the front. Nothing really exciting at the front. Looks like a pretty clean start. All top 4 guys go away quite clean. What's happening down at the back there, Pagani?
From 8th to 4th looks like a really good battle. You've got a couple of Supras and the Mitsubishi and even a Porsche in there as well. A bit of contact with Pure Axel and 5 moves, nothing too major. Pure Axel's going to come on the inside with...
sorry to cut in there, Pagani, but CCH looks like it's going to make a move on the lead of the Squid. Oh, that's a bump. Where's the redress CCH? A bit late on the brakes, giving Squiddy a bit of a bump. Yep, does the redress like we do in wheel to wheel. A bit of any contact like that, quick redress is to be had. So yep, good racing, guys. Back to you. Sorry to cut you off, Pagani. What's been happening back there?
Well, Anderson now moved up into 4th position. He almost lost it coming out of that tight right-hander. The Supras are a bit twitchy, especially with no ABS.
Who is that?
A bit of contact with Scooter.
Coming through this, talk about the FT1s. They are quick. They're absolutely swamping Squidly in the Austin at the moment. They're all over him. He's stuck between Superstar and Squid goes through inside dive, gets pushed out by Inskull. This is getting really messy back here. Squid's just gone from 2nd to 5th in 2 consecutive corners. Unlucky. And with Zuzu all over him in the Supra, comes out of the inside. No touching, clean racing, good racing, boys.
This is a really good battle with 3 wide here, the Aston and the 2 Mitsubishis. Fine moves, Squiddy and Tumbo coming in through the right and then the quick left through here.
CCH just lost it there, coming out in the 2nd last corner, giving Install Skull the lead. Scooter is in 2nd place and CCH just came back into the 3rd after that massive moment. And he's lost, whoa, again.
Oh, big slide there.
Big slide, what is the Div 1 guys, what's going on? I thought the skill would be a little bit better than that.
They can come on the inside of you.
Deco Bird again. Deco coming through the pack quite weird. Did alright, decent start in the middle. Finished in the middle in the first race and is coming back and racing on strong. We've got another flight to the lead. We've got Inskull and Scooter. Scooter is all over him. With that Porsche, it's an unbelievable car around here. Especially, I've got my money on Scooter, especially being a Porsche driver myself. And they are gapping the rest of the field at the moment.
I'm not sure what's happening with Pure Axel and Mountain Goat at the back here. They've just been left for dead. Not too sure whether an altercation has happened between them, or they're just been left for dead with any pace. We're moving up towards the front. We can see there's a bit of a gap on them two. So there's a big question mark over them, whether they're going to work together to try and slingshot each other. PRC has a little bit of slide coming to that corner, whether they're going to try and slingshot each other back to the pack there. Hopefully try and work together, or they're just going to race each other and slow each other down.
I think these guys are going to race each other because there's such a massive group between 3rd to 12th, so I think they're going to be using each other. They're both pretty mature on the racetrack, and I'm guaranteed that they're going to use one another to come up and pull back. Even though, because it seems like the massive group from 3rd to 12th, it looks absolutely messy. Give us an update what's going on in that massive group going.
Oh, Piper going a little bit wide. Gonna hit the grass. Yeah, just a little bit of the grass. Managed to keep it on the track. You see, she's doing alright. As what you said before in the race 1, the Lexus were a pretty hard car to handle. I know in our last race, ZD, I finished 4th and Hammy ended up finishing 2nd last. So just sort of proving how hard the Lexus was around this track on that night. Moving back, further back, we've got Piper again, just catching a bit more of the grass. Hopefully he can get back into his rhythm.
I think it's just that draft there. Everyone's just getting caught up on one another and just slowing each other down because Interskull and Scooter are actually flying away, blitzing. I wouldn't be surprised if these two put a good half a second on the rest of the pack at the moment. We're probably putting 2 fastest laps at the moment.
Pure Axel and Mountain Goat have caught up just a little bit to the back of the pack, still not enough to get in their slipstream. Obviously it's good to see that their pace is managing to prevail through all this. Whether they're going to be able to make it up before maybe a stint, maybe they get the jump on one of the guys up ahead is another question.
Another guy that finished from the back ends halfway through that is Fireman, who's coming from the back of the grid to 6th at the moment, battling out with Speedy at the moment. That should be something. Oh, he comes in deep. What is that? Lancer all on about. That is massive braking. Maybe it was just a different speed between Speedy and Fire Moves, but that was a big moment there for Fire Moves. Coming through, it looks like it's pretty clean at the moment, but Scooter and Inskull at the front are just gapping the field at the moment.
One position back from Fire Moves, we've got Piper, who's I think just taking his time at the moment, maybe trying to get his rhythm back, if he can get back into the pace. Because the thing is with these cars, once you lose that pace and once you make a little bit of a stop, it's actually very hard to find your rhythm once again. Maybe he's just taking a little bit slower than usually would, just trying to find that rhythm. You can see he's 2 seconds up on his personal best, which was a 2:19 on his previous lap.
That is actually really good. And it's actually good to know. I think the 2 guys at the back, Pure Axel and Mountain, the GOAT himself, are coming back. They've done the 2 quickest laps from the rest of them, both of them doing a low 2:16, so it won't be by the time the first pit stop come around, I reckon they're going to be at the back of the pack.
A little bit of a three-way battle here between Tombo, Fortnite and Squiddy, with the Aston, the FT1 and the Mitsubishi. Bit of lag there between Tomo, I think it is. Hope it wasn't too much to affect the others around him. We're moving up into 8th position, and we've got CCH, who's going to run a little bit wide here, clip the wall. I don't think he sustained any damage. Yeah, he didn't. Obviously, again, the Lexus is a very hard car to handle.
And let's see, the 2 front runners, Inskull and Scooter, lapping in the 2:17s, and a few people have jumped into the pits. Who jumped into the pits?
Piper, Footnar, Tombo, and I think Mountain Goat as well.
Mountain Goat? Mountain Goat's driving the Supra, correct?
Yes.
Yeah, I think the Supra are a bit heavier on tyres compared to the rest of them, or they might be going for the undercut.
I think it was just all tyres as well. Yeah, all tyres, no fuel at the moment.
Or are they looking for fresh air? Because I know with our race, that fresh air was definitely getting some fresh air and getting out of the traffic was definitely an advantage as well.
100%, especially for this last section here that goes on right now, especially with that part, you really want some clean air. With the dirty air, you're going to wash out wide and probably collect the wall and lose a bit of speed.
Sorry to cut you in, but looking at 5th and 6th, Speedy and Fire Moves, we've got a little bit of battle. We had a little braking battle. Looks like Speedy won on that one. I know that both the Supra and the Lancer are pretty good on brakes, but looks like Speedy's just got the slight advantage over Fire Moves at the currently. Coming through the S's, I think they've got in a whole position. There's not really much of a passing position here, but then you've got this double apex left-hander coming in. Speedy holding a great line. Fire Moves just, I think, backing off, giving him a bit of room. Coming on the inside. Speed's just...
an undercut.
You reckon? No, I just don't know that FT1 is just so good compared. I know he's going defensive. Fire Moves on the outside. Will he hold it? It's dirty out there, Fire Moves. Will he get the cut? Gets the cut back on the inside. Great move by Fire Moves. Living up to his name. Wonder if Speedy's got anything in return. Fire Moves goes defensive here. Speedy trying to go right on the inside. No room there. Fire Moves just shuts the door.
Going back to from the back of the pack, we've got Mountain Goat here. He's still struggling a little bit behind here, behind Tombo. I think he's still having a bit of latency issues. Hopefully that dies over real quick. It doesn't affect anyone else around him. After that move up into 12th position, we've got Footner. He's still showing some really good pace. At 218, then at 222. Not bad.
I think Scooter was being pulled up a bit. He's just decided to jump in the pits with... I didn't see who else jumped in the pits.
I think it was Deco.
Deco, yes, that's correct. Yeah, Deco and Scooter jumped into the pits together. I think Deco's...
NMP.
And MP. Well, I think they might be going for the 4-5-4 strategy at the moment. I don't know about the other guys who jumped in a bit earlier in the R lap, but I think potentially the 4-5-4 or the 5-5-4 is probably the strategy around this track. As we go through the front, back through the front, InSkull, Zuzu, and Speed Tires and Fire Moves, who have not pitted, are all coming together and falling over track. Again,
you've got this wide on the grass. Ooh, could have spun it. Managed to keep it on the track.
And we've got this amazing battle between Speedy, Fire Moves, and Scooter has decided after doing that pit stop has definitely come up from the battle back of these two players. It looks like that this ongoing battle between Speedy and Fire Moves is definitely slowing them down to a 218, and both of them doing a 218. It's definitely the gap between them and 1 and 2 is definitely hurting at the moment. And with Scooty being really racy on that fresh tyres, I think they're going to do a move on... Yep, Speedy runs wide and Fire Moves does a move on Speedy tyres, and Scooter and Fire Moves going through braking contact. Fire Moves brakes very late, holds off, brushes off wide, gives us a position back to Speedy, and Scooter just brushes on through with his fresh tyres. It just shows you how much of an advantage you get on fresh new tyres on this track.
Back into 11th position here, we've got CCH who's just struggling to keep the car in a straight line. Maybe that's a sign for him to come to the pit end of this lap and do a quick tyre change and maybe a drop of fuel. He's been passed up by Tombo and Mountain Goat in less than half a lap, pretty easily as well on their behalf.
One thing we haven't really been talking about is actually some of the fuel saving that some of these D1 guys they have. Having a look, a lot of them are short shifting. I know Fire Moves is definitely a short shifter trying to save on that fuel. And is he going to dump it? Yes, he does. Fire Moves jumps in with Zuzu, Pure Axle, InSkull. Looks like Scooty's gone up to the front, especially doing the undercut with Piper and Footner. And Mountain Goat doing it in the early pit stop. Looks like he's helped him. He's coming in 7th and is quite close to the position 6, 5, and 4, which is Tombo, Fire Moves, who's just come out of the pits, and InSkull.
CCH staying for a little bit longer. I think he put in a full tank of fuel. Yeah, he did. The tyres and fuel for CCH. Probably not the best strategy in my opinion. When you do put a full tank of fuel in the car, you are putting a bit more stress on the tyres because the car is a little bit more heavier. I probably would have just gone for a tyre and then come to the next lap and then done tyres and fuel.
I don't know.
But now he doesn't have to worry about. Oh, sorry. But now he doesn't have to worry about putting in fuel for the next one, so he might get an undercut on some of the other drivers who also pit in.
Mountain Goat just there does a good late braking move on Tombo, but Tombo holds the inside and Fire moves. Sorry, Mountain Goat has to get back into position. He's got nowhere to go. But with the strategy, I don't know. Putting full tank up to gas now, getting a bit of clear air again with that clean air. Just gives you that time. Yes, you're holding in a little bit more fuel. Yes, you're giving a little bit more stress on the tyres. But coming out, especially the back end of the race, I reckon it might be a strategy to watch. As we go back to the front, Scooter is absolutely just running away with this at the moment. That's, again, we've said it in the race one, this Porsche is an enduro car. You can just handle it quite well and save the tyres. Especially those rear tyres on that Porsche, it's just one beast and one beast to be running, especially in this longer race. As we go, we've got Piper who started at 8, coming through the grid quite nicely with Footner behind him. Footner actually has got the fastest lap at the moment, doing a 2:15, which is way faster than Div 2 and Div 3 guys.
From the back of the pack now, we've got CCH who's quite a far way back from the guy in front, Pure Axel. He's still in the FT. He's in the FT1. We've got Footnote in third place. He came to the pits, probably to do fuel and tires, along with Tombo and Footner, and Mount to go as well.
Jesus, I wonder. That's interesting. Are they doing a 3-3-4 strategy potentially?
Possibly.
Or are the Supras that just heavy on tyre and fuel? I don't think so, but we'll keep that in mind. As we swing back to the front, Inskull and Fire Moves are battling out once again. Inskull running a little bit wide around that long sweeping left-hander, giving just time away to Fire Moves. Something that you can't do in this division, because any little advantage you give to your other players, the person will capitalise. With Inskull racing very late, running out wide, just letting Fire Moves run away with third position.
You actually just set the fastest sector two sectors in a row now. First sector was up by 0.1, now he's up by 0.3. The pace of the FT1 is now starting to show through for Pure Axel, but now it's just a question of what we're showing the other drivers now. Looking at Footnoy, he looks like he's doing pretty well. Personal best was a 2:15.8, quicker than most of the Division 3 drivers that me and you are in ZD.
Yeah, most definitely. As we just swing through the whole good pack, a little bit of screen time run. So we've got Scooter 82 at first place, just doing very lovely. I think she's just enjoying that, enjoying being out front. You've got Piper in second in the FT1, doing quite nicely. I think he'll be coming in. Looking at it, he might be coming to fuel this lap. You've got Fire Moves, Inskull Speedy, who went into the did a tyre change in the last pit stop. Deco and MRP. With Zuzu, Footner, Mount Goat, Squidly, Pure Axel still at the back, which is a quite surprise. Someone who's very good on tyres and very good on fuel, being 12th. I wonder what kind of his taxi's going to be. With Tombo and CCH holding out. Who's just, yeah, I thought he ran wide. No, it looks like it's all right.
You know, flags off somewhere. Who's binned it? Oh, Footner's binned it.
Footner's binned it? No way. When did Footner bin it?
Second last corner.
Jeez.
He ran wide. He hit the wall.
So easy to do on that corner. If you just miss the timing of put a wheel on that outside on the inside edge, it just sends you straight in. That is unlucky, Footner. Very unlucky.
That's now given the opportunity for CCH at the very back to possibly use Footner as a bit of a buffer to maybe pull them two solvers back up to the pack. As now Footner had an accident and CCH had a very long pit stop as he put in that fuel in.
I honestly think clean air is just the way to go. Looking at how Scooter is running away from the rest of the field, can't see the splits at the moment. I don't know how much of a split he has on the rest of the field, but he's just running away. I think having clean air not battling out especially on this track, is just the way to go with him. Way down the lead. I think he could do a fuel stop and grab some fuel and run home without losing first position. Coming through with 5 minutes with a great, coming from 12th on the grid, coming through at the moment at second with great tyre deck and good fuel. I wonder if he might go in for a quick splash and dash for the run home. And you got Inskull again, that super hard on tyres, hard on fuel, but he's doing his best to just keep it on the black stuff and keep it within the top 3 with Speedy rounding out the top 4. Coming back to Deco, top 5 battling out with Zuzu, and as we go down to Mountain Goat just by himself in clean air. But hopefully that gives him enough time, enough laps, enough time to catch up to that leading bunch. But someone needs to catch up to Scooter because he's absolutely running away with this race.
Battle for ninth here between MP and Squiddy. Almost side by side, comes through the same corner that Footner lost it. You guys, Scooter's going to the pits now, most definitely for fuel and tyres.
As he pops out, I was a bit wrong. He's actually popped down. He's actually up into 6th, 7th. Ooh, how much fuel does he need? That is quite a lot. Oh, Force is actually quite big, and pops out just behind the goat himself with Deco and Pure Axle. This will be actually a good battle. They'll come on forward, but I think Pure Axle we can run to the end. Definitely Deco and Scooter 8 will definitely run to the end. So that will be a good 3-way battle to watch. So therefore, Fine Moose has got the lead with Speedy and Inskull, with Zuzu in 4th, Mountain Goat in 5th, Scooter in 6th, Pure Axle in 7th, Deco in 8th, Squidly in 9th, Piper in 10th, MP at 11th, Footner with that unfortunate 2 laps to go in 12th, Tombo and CCH running out the the field.
I honestly don't see CCH making any more progress in this race. He's just, truth be told, he's just got no pace today, and I don't blame him. The Lexus was a very hard car to handle. Unless something catastrophic happens up front, I honestly don't see him making much more progress. I'm going to move up into... Sorry.
No, that's right, man. I think it's frustration. He's very hard on himself. He is also very hard on himself. Knowing that he probably been at the beginning of race 2, he's probably just still just licking up his wounds, just trying to make time, which is probably not the best, and not in the best mindset at the moment.
Up into 4th place here, we've got a bit of a gap between the 3, 4 and 5. From places 2, 3, 4 and 5 we've got the Supras, and then in 6th we've got the FT1, 7th we've got the Scooter in the Porsche, and then behind him we've got Deco in Aston.
Let's have a look at this battle, because these guys are some of the top in this class. Pure Axle just an absolute monster on fuel saving and tire deck, and you got Scooter and Deco who both pitted on the same lap. One's going to the inside, one's going out. Three around the last corner. This will be interesting. Definitely FT1.
Speedy into the pits.
Fiery Speedy. Pure Axle into the pits.
Zuzu and Mountain.
So that gives Scooter and Deco as 1 and 2. With 3 laps to go, 4 laps to go, I reckon. Hopefully they can hold on to it, especially being a Porsche car. Hopefully Scooter can take it out. But I don't know. With 5 minutes coming up with fresh tyre and MPH coming up, MP coming through very nicely, I don't know if they can hold on to that lead for much longer. Be interesting last 2 laps, definitely.
Up into 4th and 5th now, we've got Zuzu making a move, or trying to make a move on the outside here on the long left-hander.
Oh, did he get pushed a little bit? Was that a touch? Or was that a mistake?
Was a touch. I think he's trying to be wide there.
Oh, it might have just been it with Speed coming.
That's opened the door for Speedy now. Gonna stick his nose there.
Same kind of team. Oh, Speedy is all over Zuzu. Yeah, they're teammates, aren't they?
I think so, yeah.
They're running the same way.
They're manufacturers.
Good teammates, give each other some room. You're letting MPH and 5 Ridges run away from you guys. Come on, let them do some team feel they can catch up to one another. Let's just catch up. And we have to talk about Fireman starting from the back of it and coming to Deco and Scooter. I reckon in a half lap to a lap's time, I reckon Fireman is going to be knocking on the door with Deco and Scooter.
Possibly, yes. But there's another question. Fine Moves does have fresher tyres compared to Scooter and Deco, so obviously Fine Moves can brake a little bit later, turn a bit harder, and get on the power a bit sooner. Everything that you need to capitalise on a position or even chase down a position up ahead.
Especially on a racetrack that has high deck, I reckon that Fine Moves might be in prime position to take this one out. From 10th to 14th, we're just getting a bit of a gap now from between 10th to 9th. I think, unfortunately, Tombo, Footner, especially Footner, Squealy, and Pure Axel down at 13th. I know we came.
What happened with him?
We must have missed something.
He was behind CCH at one stage.
He must have had an incident. He must have missed that. Jeez. Pure Axel, that is unlucky. He was actually leading at one point. Come back at the 13th. That is a massive surprise.
CCH coming to the pits to do the last pit stop. Probably a fresh set of tyres, maybe a drop of fuel to see him over the finish line. Yeah, definitely if there's fuel getting put in, it's a quick drop with just a lap to get him over.
I
think that's his race done for the night.
As we roll through the 8th, we've got the Goats himself and Piper. Going out, looks like Goats, Piper's just done another one of his, done a purple sector in his race, so he's coming into some speed, especially coming to the back end of this race. And we've got Inskull with Speedy and Zuzu coming back to Fire Moves. As I said, one lap later, there you go. You've got Fire Moves knocking on the door with Deco and Deco and Scooter right now with their fresh tyres, and I think Fire Moves might be on a good thing with just hustling Deco at the moment. It's going to be coming into this double left-hander, breaks out of tape, breaks late, and takes them, does an amazing move on Deco. Well done, great racing guys, great clean move. All Fire Moves is going to do is try taking over Scooter. I know Scooter's a good blocker, so it'll be a good couple of turns and maybe a couple of laps to see who takes this one out.
Well, coming to that corner, Fun Move was actually on a purple, so he's actually even got the pace to even rival.
There we go, Fire Moves just puts one tyre out on the grass there and just loses that 2/10 to Scooter, giving that a little bit of respite, but I guarantee you, Fire Moves with this little younger tyres will be all over Scooter quite shortly, and that...
Oh, and running a bit wide there, coming out of the second last corner.
But Fire Moves is on a fly. Watch out, guys. You're going to see Fire Moves taking a lead quite shortly, especially just being in this turn right now. Coming through. Is he going to be up close enough to Scooter to do a brake maneuver? Comes in, gives him a little bit of touch, but clean racing, guys. Yeah, Fire Moves just backs off, gives him room, but he's just got tyre. He's just got grip. He's got everything a racer needs to take the lead. As we've gone through the S's up here, coming up, it's all uphill. Fire Moves is just waiting and waiting. You can just see it. Is he going to come and make a move? No, the Porsche is really strong through this long left-hander. Fire Moves is probably going to try going for the position down this late braking into this hairpin, this white hairpin coming out. Scooter coming in, very defensive, taking inside line, brakes to heavy braking. Fire Moves trying to do the undercut. Scooter shuts the door. Ooh, Fire Moves doing some bad moves and giving Scooter a bit of a touch up there, but again redressing it immediately and just giving Scooter the lead still.
Change of position between Pure Axel and Squiddy. Pure Axel now moved up into 12th. Squiddy's now been bumped down to 13th. What about a battle between in some of the other packs compared to up front?
Sorry to cut you in there, but Fire Moves has just gone on the inside of Scooter, taking over lead and pushes him out wide. That might be a steward report if there's no redress, but I don't know if it was a push or if Scooter lost it, but that was unlike Scooter to be so wide around that corner, and Fire Moves does take the lead with Deco in second place. Speedy in fourth, Piper in fifth, and Inskull sixth with Mountain Goat and Zuzu rounding out the top 8.
Also, this could also open up the door for Speedy to even get a podium finish, as Speedy's even got better tyres than Scooter, and especially the MR cars, there's always the possibility to have these cars, not on you, coming out of a corner. They're a bit twitchy coming out of the turns. Not just the Porsche, all the MR cars, the Audis and the Lamborghinis,
Yeah,
even the Ferraris as well.
Yes,
a bit twitchy.
Definitely. I completely agree with that. Completely agree with you. The FR cars are just, especially with a track like this with long cleaver, do have a lesser advantage. But with like the Porsche being that enduro car, I reckon outright speed, I don't think Speedy can catch up. But those FR cars, yeah, I definitely gonna romp it away, especially with one lap to go. With Fire Moves up in front, Deco in second, Scooter in third, Speedy in fourth, Piper in sixth, Inskull in sixth, sorry, Joe in seventh, and Suzu in eighth.
Got a bit of battle between Pure Axel and Footner there, with Pure Axel coming on the inside in the first corner, putting yourselves up into the 11th position, as Tomback runs a little bit wide coming out of the first corner. A bit unusual there, he wasn't really getting pressured into running wide, maybe just got off on his own accord. Maybe he can call it back before the finish line, maybe take back that 11th position from Pure Axel. It'll be a tough one because the FT1, as always said, is a bit of a car known for a bit of pace around his track.
As we roll through back to the front of the grid, we've got Deco and Fimers battling out for first and second. I just think that with the younger tyres on Fimers' car, I think he can hold off and defend that first position over Deco. I don't see Deco making Fire Moves unless Fire Moves does a mistake. Even Deco lead, I think Fire Moves will be taking this one out.
Ooh, possible move between Piper and Speedy. Oh, no, Speedy's lost it a little bit. Lost his momentum coming out of that corner. So I doubt Speedy's now going to move up into a fourth position from Piper. In 10th position here, we've got Footner. He's got a decent gap between in front and behind. He's still holding that fastest lap with a 14.8.
Alright, we'll just jump to the back of the final lap, final corners to go with Fire Moves with about a 2/10 lead over Deco. It's definitely going to take it out. So we're going to coming across the line very shortly. We're going to have Fire Moves with Deco in second place. We're going to have Scooter. Unfortunately, with that touch up on the second last lap, will be probably one for the stewards to look at, and Piper with Piper coming in fourth. P just crossing the line in Skull. About to go. Unlucky, had the toe up through the last corner, couldn't overtake him, and Zuzu coming in 8th.
That was MPMRD in 9th, Footner in 10th. Pure Axel just coming across the line now to take 11th position. Combo in the Mitsubishi in 12th. Goody in the Aston in 13th, and CCH rounding up the pack very shortly in the Lexus in 14th.
Well, that's unfortunate. I know that you in race 1 and that Lexus was very strong. I guess that's what shows you. A little bit of mistakes go a long way in this track. Well, there you go, guys, ladies and gents. Thank you for tuning in. There you go, race 2, reverse grid. A lot of actions.
If you want to join our racing league, be sure to leave a comment on our stream. I'm sure one of our representatives will get in touch with you. We get in touch with our Discord server, where you can see the calendar and all the events that we have. Also, be sure to leave a like on our Facebook page at Wheel to Wheel Racing. And with that being said, guys, we shall catch you in the next race.
Definitely. That's ZD and Bugani out.